Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. So there is a ton of news out there today. There has been a lot that's gone on. A lot. First, let's get to the question. Today's question is, Bitcoin's recovered a little bit. How are you feeling? Bullish, bearish, queasy, or other? Should be easy to answer. I mean, it should be. Just saying. So Polygon did their thing. Now comes the swap between the coins, moving from Matic to Pol. I think that once that is done, we're going to start to see news come out about who's building on the platform, because that's what counts. There's a new DPIN project. And this DPIN project, is interesting to me because what they want to do is they want to launch nano satellites to bring the internet to the underserved. That's pretty interesting to me. It's called SpaceCoin. No, I'm not shilling the project. I know nothing about the project. I happened to see it in an article and was enthused because it's not really a new idea, but it sounds like they're actually trying to make it happen. They've got a retired general, talking to them, advising them. They have a lunar scientist advising them. Now, I don't know how far-fetched it is. I don't know how much money it's going to take to actually launch these nano satellites. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how much money it takes, all that stuff, the timelines, all that stuff. But I thought it was worthy of mention because I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a really cool thing. What else is there? Cardano dropped hard, real hard. I think it was a whopping penny. I had to say it because I look at some of these articles and it's like, oh, this coin is crashing. Coins dropped like 0.5%. I'm like, come on now. Come on. You couldn't say anything better than that? It's dropped a whopping penny. I mean, let me see this. Let me go back to my watch list. I'm just looking to see like how much it was because I'm curious as to how it was moving. So now it's at 32.34. That's a pretty cool number. 3234. Wow. At its lowest the other day, it was 30 cents. When I say the other day, I mean the third, as in yesterday. At what time was it? At 9 p.m. It's about 24 hours, a little less than 24 hours ago. It hit 30 cents. And now it's back up to 32. So if it hits 33, you're 10%. I say this because, we had a number of people take the class. And this is the kind of thing that I'm telling you about. It's the article headlines. Joaquin said he's nauseated. Yeah, but while you were nauseated, did you buy anything? I mean, did you take advantage? You shouldn't be nauseated. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Just saying. But you took the class. So what do you think about, those kinds of headlines is what I was trying to tell you guys. Those kinds of headlines are ridiculous. Just utterly. Swiss Bank, I'm just going to call it ZKB because I will not be able to pronounce that. Zürcher Kantonal Bank. I'm not even completely butchered that name. But they're offering Bitcoin and Ethereum trading as well as custody services. Swiss Bank. That's pretty nice. When I talk to you about adoption, yes, I mean institutions. I mean financial institutions, but I also mean businesses. I want to see more businesses buying, using, accepting. Just saying. Binance onboards the UK. Let me try English as a first language. You know what it is? I probably need another sip of port. Yeah, that'll do it. Alrighty. So Binance has chosen UK firm Grant Thornton to be their auditor. The CEO said, what's his name, Richard Tang or something like that? I forget his name. Sorry. He had said, listen, I want us to move in a more compliance related fashion. That is a good move. That's a very smart move. Grant Thornton is not a small company. They're reputable. And if you want them to be your auditor, there was a lot that had to go on for them to say, yes, we will be your auditor. Let me tell you something. Accounting firms do not want to put their name on something where they think the books are cooked, messed up, or anything else. And like I said, Grant Thornton is not a small company. It's not a small firm. Worldwide, Cantonal Bank. That's good. No. I don't know the tones, the inflection. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear somebody say it. Because that way when I fuck it up again, excuse my language, it'll sound all the more funny. And I don't mean to. I actually do like learning how to pronounce things properly. Let's see. There's another company, Rocco, a new market, because somebody asked me, not going to mention any names, Hutanik, about about crypto loans. And this new company, Rocco, I just happened to see the article and I was like, oh, I got to do it. Well, there's a new company, Rocco, that does it. Just saying. Crypto-backed loans. Bank of Canada lowered interest rates. Shocker there. I'm pretty sure everybody's shocked about that. And then there's something that's a little bit more shocking. You have Uniswap cut a deal with the CFTC. I think it was for $175,000. That was the fine. But it's not done yet. There's another investigation going on by New York. Yeah, New York State Attorney General's, looking into Uniswap. And they have subpoenaed or sent subpoenas to Andreessen Horowitz and Union Square Ventures. That's that whole Silicon Valley Mafia crew out there. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to watch that play out. Because I'm just wondering, what the federal government saw nothing. We allegedly sold some stuff, some derivatives we shouldn't have been playing around with. Okay, fine. Here you go. Very light touch on the fine, because it could be, hey, they cooperated a lot. They gave us all the information we were looking for. It was, by mistake, but they still have to, pay a little something. It could be any one of those number of things, but it wasn't $2 billion. It was not a $2 billion ask. It was a $175,000 settlement. I think that's pretty cool. But then I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm just sitting back and I'm saying to myself, yeah, so what else is going to happen? What else? The market seems to be handling things pretty well. 3 votes and 1 person is nauseated. That was the other. 1 is bearish, 1 is bullish. Care to guess what I am? Tastes really nice. So yeah, I'm just looking at all these things that are going on. All these things. A year ago, we were at what? 30,000 Bitcoin. Market was seriously down. I heard somebody repeat a stat today. It was like over 500 days of being under $30,000. At some points being under 25, in the teens. It's like under 25 for like 200 some odd days. And I'm just sitting here and I'm saying to myself, and people are freaking out now. I mean, a month ago, can I bring that up? I want to see if I can go back, just a few months with Bitcoin. Let me take you guys along for the ride. Come with me. All right, so this is a day. Let's go 1 month. 1 month ago, we were at 55, and we're at 58,027 now. 1 year. Let's take a look at 1 year. 1 year. This right here is 1 year. Can you see where we are? For those people that are nauseated, bearish, 1 year. And you wonder why I just sit back and I just kind of go, But I just shrug it off. This is 1 year. Where were we 1 year ago? 25.7. That's like double. It's like double. Somebody's outside playing with lights. It's probably my neighbor doing something silly, gonna make me walk outside with a gun. Just joking. I would never. But yeah, you sit there and you just kind of go, this was a year ago. I mean, here we are in February of this year at 50,000. 50,000 in February of this year. And people are losing their freaking minds at 58. Explain, Lucy. I don't get it. I don't understand. How does that work for you? I mean, look at everything that's going on right now. Look at everything that's going on right now. You have all kinds of adoption, all kinds of integration. Crypto sticko. No, I'm not always bullish. I am not always bullish. Here's the thing, though. I might not be bullish based on the performance of a given coin, stock, asset, whatever, right? I might be bearish, I might be bullish, but it's based on the performance. When it comes to crypto, I'm not going to doubt the tech behind it, right? I'm not going to just look past all of the adoption that's already happened. I mean, think about that. That's insane. We're talking about a level of adoption that we've never seen before, and people are losing their minds because it dropped a little bit. Again, explain, Lucy. I mean, Joaquin, if you want to be nauseated because of the ups and downs, and I get that. I'm still buying because I'm not buying based on, oh, the number sucks. I'm buying based on, I think it's a good buy because of the technology. That's why I'm buying. Let me see. Hey, Bianca. Deep dive into AI Okay, now I understand why you're nauseated. Deep dive into AI exacerbated my nausea. It is like the wild, wild west. God help us. The deeper I look into it, the scarier it gets. People don't understand how AI works. I heard one of the best quotes yesterday. AI is not going to create. It's going to improve. Right now, AI is not going to create anything. It's going to enhance, improve. Right? So if you think about it like that, and you think about what the technology is, AI, you know how you send it some stuff, and it reads the stuff and learns from that stuff. Then you send it more stuff, and it reads and it learns and it reads and it learns, and the process goes on. That's how you train it. But you're training it off of a specific set of data, expecting a specific set of results. Then you're sitting back and you're saying, well, what is it supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to tell it what it's supposed to do. excuse me, it's not going to come back to you and say, hey, have you ever looked at blah, blah, blah? No, you're going to have to tell it. Hey, what should I be looking at if I want to improve a given process based on the criteria and information I've previously given you? And then it'll come back with something. Again, improve. I say this because you have a lot of companies that are looking to leverage AI in the crypto space. And there's more to it. There's a lot more to it. AI is also guessing at what the next word is going to be, what the next letter is going to be. Yeah, it's saying what's the probability of the next word, and I can give you the next word based on that probability, blah, 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 blah. Do research like that. Don't do research on the fluff and, oh, look what I did. Yes, that's what you did. Do it 10 more times, and how many times does AI get it right, or does it lie to you? And I know it sounds crazy because I'm digging into a specific, technology on how it works, right? But I want you to take that and then say to yourself, well, there's render, there's fetch, which, ASI. There's a lot of projects out there doing AI, or saying they're doing AI, or have AI in their name, or have IO in their name. In other words, trying to get you to think AI without actually using the letters. Cool. Cool. But the more you understand how the technology actually works, the better off you are in how you do things. And what does that lead you to? Doing your own research and understanding how to do your own research. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. It also learns to lie. It doesn't learn to lie. It's gonna lie. And it will lie full-chested, full-throated, as if it was a person, they would believe in this lie. It all depends on how you train it. But if you ask it enough times and you keep having it do something, it's going to get something wrong, lying. And then it'll continue to get something wrong and think it's right. And then you have to kind of start all over again. Give it something else. Correct it. Be like, nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong. Give it the right answer. Nope, that's wrong. Here's the right answer. Nope, that's wrong. Here's the right answer. And you're reteaching it what it should be doing. But you remember when AI first came out, it was racist. It was sexist. It was all kinds of ists that it shouldn't have been. Who created it? Mostly a bunch of white guys. Mostly a bunch of white guys. I mean, just what they learn off of. Just saying. I'm just putting it out there for you. I know that's not crypto, but if you pay attention to what I'm saying, you can actually start to realize that, holy smokes, the lesson that he's giving right now is about any kind of thing that I'm researching, especially when it comes to my investments. If you're going to look at a building because you want to buy some real estate and you go look at that building, are you going to bring a general contractor if you're not a general contractor? You should. You should. Because they're going to be able to tell you, oh, this room at the top of the house has a really nice brand new paint job where you wouldn't be able to see any stains if there was a leaky roof. So you remember how I just told you about this new project called Space Coin, and they're trying to do something allegedly, and if they do it, I think it's if that's what they're trying to do, I think it's really cool. But I haven't done any research on this company. I just came across the article and I thought it was really cool. I don't know the players in that project yet. Would I give to that project? No, not at all. Nope. Here's a reason why. I keep telling you guys that there are projects out there that sound like they should be businesses, not coins, not tokens. So am I going to buy your token when I think you should be a business? I mean, I want to start a new coin. It's called Electrify. Okay? I want to start a new token. It's called Electrify. And what we want to do is we want to help people by installing 220-volt sockets near their garage so that they can go get electric vehicles because it's good for the planet. Does that sound like a freaking coin to you? Or does it sound like a business? It sounds like a business that thinks they can get a couple of bucks to do whatever it is they want to do by launching a coin. Do they care a lick spit about that coin? Doesn't seem like it, right? So what is electrify? That's a great statement, right? We want to help the world by installing, plugs for smart cars in their homes. And we want to do it cheaply. Okay. It's called electrify. All right. That sounds like a business to me. So when I look at Space Coin, I think that's an admirable thing to do, but it sounds like a business to me. Whether it's not for profit or for profit, it sounds like a business to me. Doesn't sound like a coin, doesn't sound like a blockchain. There's the example. So when I launch Electrify, I'm only joking, folks. I'm joking. I'm not going to launch any coin called Electrify. I'm not an electrician, first of all. Just saying. Just a geek sitting behind a desk. Owns a company that does a lot of consulting. But we're not electricians. If profit is its target, it will get better at lying. Depends. It depends. I'm just saying, it's not cut and dry. It really isn't cut and dry. Your AI is only going to be as good as you make it. Facts. Those are facts. But are you looking at AI from an artificial intelligence perspective, or are you looking at it from I want to invest in an AI company perspective? So I want you to think about this. Here's what's really cool. How many companies are out there that you would love to invest in, but you can't because you're not in? Wouldn't you like to invest in OpenAI? I mean, there are a lot of people who would like to invest in OpenAI, but here's my problem with that. How do they make money? It's like long standing. How do they make money? One of the lessons I learned, I invested in crypto.com when they came out with their token. I invested in that. I think I invested like 500. I think it was 500. Definitely wasn't 1,000. And I tend to do things in, either $500 or $1,000 kind of chunks. So I think it was $500, and I lost. I have to go way back. I think I lost like $200 or $300. Stop buying coins. I had to tell myself, stop buying coins for things that should be businesses. And I felt like an idiot because it was a business. What the hell was I doing? If I wanted to invest in the company, then go invest in the company. Just saying. It's like if Coinbase came out with a coin, I'm not going to invest in the coin. What'd they do? They were like, yeah, we don't need to invest in the coin. We're going to come out with Base, and we're going to have people build on Base. And Base isn't going to be a coin. It's just going to be a platform upon which people can build stuff. We just want to be in on the game. Just want to be in on the game. So how's that work? So I keep looking at this stuff. So when I look at all the news and I listen to everybody crying and belly aching, I was going to use a couple of different words there. I just sit back and I just go, oh God, zoom out. Just zoom out a little bit. What are you looking at? What are you crying for? Let me get to Rick Ritchie. My man said, long-term bullish, but short-term bearish. Why? I want to know why. Bitcoin broke structure this year. I don't think there is enough data to truly paint a clear picture. I disagree, young man. I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. I know people are going to be like, why do you disagree, Eddie? Tell us why you disagree. I want you to think about it. Tell me, why would I disagree? For you to have a good argument, you must understand that argument of your opponent. Why would I disagree? I know I'm being a prick right now, but why would I disagree with that kind of a statement? I'll wait a couple of minutes. It's all right. No rush. But I want to know what you think, why I would do it. Yeah, there are September dates coming, but September's, been traditionally a lousy time period for the crypto space as well as stocks. It sucks. I mean, what do we have going on right now that can wreck stuff? Middle East is a mess. It's been a mess forever. Ukrainian war. BRICS is trying to create and use some kind of a blockchain thing to stop depending on the dollar. I wish them all the luck. Bless their little hearts. I'm just saying. They're gonna. So what blockchain are you gonna use? That would say, okay, it's almost as if you have to create your own blockchain, because if you use any other blockchains that already exist, those chains might not want to go up against the United States and the Western side of the world. And they don't really have reason to trust you. So you're going to have to create your own blockchain. Oh, so you create your own blockchain. Who's going to be willing to use that block? Oh, and so if you're not willing to use that blockchain, what's it going to be backed by? I mean, I think they'll do it, but there's a lot of stuff they got to solve. The value versus any nation's fiat, because remember, it's mostly made up of developing countries, some countries that are already, a few of those countries are already developed. China's already developed, so is Russia, so is India, to a certain extent, right? I mean, you have a couple other countries that are involved, and you have a couple other countries that are kind of saying, ooh, that might have been a bad decision. Something I wanted to bring up about, Toncoin and Telegram. The UN is like, wait a minute. That arrest says a lot of the wrong thing about free speech. Now, the UN is not some kind of righteous body that I believe in, that they're oh so righteous. But they have a point. It's like, wait a minute. How I use the telephone is how I use the telephone. You gonna take all the executives from AT&T or Verizon and throw them in jail because I use the phone for nefarious things? Does that make sense to you? Whew. France is in a world of hurt right now. They're in a world of hurt. They did a big move. They thought they were really doing something, and they did. It just was not quite what they thought it was gonna be. Like, nobody's supporting that. Everybody's like, kind of like, Russia was gonna do something like that, and they said no. And you did it? Yikes. Really? Good luck. So you've wrecked Toncoin right now. But let's go back over to the numbers. Let's go see this. Let's go see this together. All right. Let me just go back. Look at where Toncoin is right now. Number 10. Number 9 is Tron. It's not on my favorites list, so screw them. But I want you to look at Toncoin for a minute. Let's go back. Let's say 1 year. All righty. Here's Toncoin for 1 year. You seeing anything? I mean, That high was $8.17. I mean, for it to get back there, let's dig in. If we're gonna dig in, let's dig in. There it is. Let's clear that. Alrighty. For that to get back. There you go. 0.78x. It's still an $11 billion. Come on. I really want you guys to take a step back and really understand, like, excuse me, when you say you're bearish, and it could be short term or it could be long term. How are you weighing that bearishness, and what kind of actions are you taking or not taking because you are bearish? On the flip side, I would want you to answer the same question even if you were bullish. See, I told you why I was bullish. I told you why I was bullish, because I'm basing it on the adoption, the usefulness, all that good stuff. Rick Ritchie, you haven't answered me yet. I'm very hurt. You're hurting my feelings right now. I'm going to tell my mommy. Just saying. Just putting that out there for you. My mommy's not going to appreciate that. That could get you into trouble. Just saying. No apple pie for you. No strawberry shortcake for you. Just saying. Mom won't like that. But really, I mean, why? It's got to be more than I'm hearing all this news. No, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than that. I don't come to you guys and talk to you about, a coin. I come to you and I talk to you about news, how I see threads happening in the news, and my thoughts and opinions on that news. 6 months of downward sideways market seems short-term bearish. No, that's market movement. I wasn't asking you about the market. I'm asking you about yourself. Are you bearish? And if you are, why? If you're bullish, why? That's what I mean. I'm not trying to be funny. I just want all of us to stop and think a little bit more about, all these people out here with lettuce hands. Are we paying attention to companies that are dumping? Remember a couple of weeks ago I told you about the carry trade and how companies that were borrowing money from Japan because they were basically getting paid to borrow money, and they were going out there and they were borrowing it. Well, now they had to pay it back because they raised the interest rates, and they're going to raise them again. There are a lot of companies out there scrambling, so they're dumping things so that they can pay back those loans. So there's a whole lot of negative pressure that the average person is not paying attention to that's holding the market back. And, of course, you have manipulation that goes on as well. But is that going to stop me from picking up some more Bitcoin? Nah, I'm going to keep buying Bitcoin. I'm going to keep buying. And I ask because sometimes when I ask these questions, you guys come up with really good reasons. And if I'm looking at it from a market perspective, you're absolutely right. It's a bearish market. Or, let me rephrase, you would believe that it was a bearish market. Except I don't think it's the market that's doing this. Carry trades wrecked everything. Japan was the first to wreck everything. So that stopped the flow, stopped upward movement. And now they're about to do it again. And that carry trade is causing companies to have to dump. People are losing their minds. They're like, oh my God, the sky is falling. Well, yeah. Because they haven't taken the time. Yeah, Germany, that's right, Germany. Thank you. So you sit back and think about think about what happened with Germany. Germany brought us down, but it was absorbed. Everything that happened with Germany was actually absorbed. That's pretty interesting to me. That's pretty damn interesting to me. It might not be to other people, but to me, I'm just sitting back and I'm kind of going, ooh, now that right there. That's why I keep saying it might be a little soft on the bottom and we can see new bottoms, but the bottom is still stronger than the top. So all that pent up energy, yeah, it'll push down a little bit, but it's going to explode up. We're all just waiting for the up. We're all just waiting for the up. And here's what I find to be funny. I think you're going to have a lot of people that are going to buy now, wait for a little bit of an explosion, and then sell again because they think that's the right time to take profit. And for those people that could wind up being a good time for them to take profit. Possibly. Somebody heard me yesterday, and I remember when I said, that, if the right parameters were met, I would dump everything. Somebody was like, oh no, not the HODL wallets. I almost cracked up. Actually, I did crack up. I thought that was funny. And it was a valid question. It was a very valid question. And I said, yes, if it meets certain parameters, I would drop the HODL wallet for show. Right? I mean, like, for sure. Because I'm not gonna be at, $69,000 and watch the market go all the way down into the teens without me doing anything. I'm gonna pull out a little bit. There's certain coins that look at where the market is right now. We took a major hit down from 73,750 all the way down to 58 and change. There are certain coins that I'm still in the black. What? I can take profit? And then when I start to see bottoms, buy back in? I don't see a problem with that. Calculated moves. I'm talking about calculated moves. How many times have you heard me say, I need you to understand your entrance and your exit? I wasn't talking about just a single coin, a purchase transaction, sales transaction. I was talking about minding your bags. That can be applied all over the place. Pay attention. Pay attention. Right? So I'm looking at that. So Rick Ritchie, I don't disagree with you. Don't disagree with you. The market has not been nice. Is it a bearish market? I think it's been led to be a bearish market. But I think those that are behind everything, I don't think it's a bearish market to them. Let's see. The rate cuts of 0.25 in September. Let me tell you something. With everything the way everything's going right now, it could be 50 bips in September. Could be bearish, and Japan planning on another rate cut hike. You mean could be bearish, and elections can be another bearish move. Yep. Remember, it's not even this year that we're supposed to be where we're at right now. It's next year. Next year is supposed to be the boom year. People forget that. And they forget that because we hit an all-time high previous to the halving event. Right? So we're in a territory where people keep saying, well, history doesn't often repeat, but sometimes it rhymes. I heard somebody say that, and I was like, yeah, but this is nothing like before. You could if you look at enough charts, you can find what you think are commonalities. What you think, okay? But when you really take a step back and you pay attention to this, it's like, nah, not really. We have some drastic differences between then and now, and between now and the future. So I can't say that, oh, this is just like the other one. I can't say that wholeheartedly. It's just like the other one in that there was a halving event. there's a certain amount of time that passes. There were a certain number of, catastrophes that happened during the last one, and we happen to have the same amount now, or something like that. You could pick out things that you could say, oh, see, that's common. That's happened before. Nah, it's different. It's different. Last bull run, how many banks were involved? Was XRP basically exonerated and shaken off, taken off their shackles? Did we have the adoption and integration that we have now back then? I'm pretty sure you're going to say no. Pretty sure. Pretty damn sure. People in this community are smart. So when I look at things, I'm looking at things like that. I'm trying to look as deeply as possible to understand what's going on and what are the differences. Because people are going to lose their ish when all of a sudden they weren't paying attention to everything that's out there. And now this bank is like, oh, we've been using, blockchain for our settlements for a long time now. Thinking Franklin Templeton with that one. There are a lot of big moves that are going on right now that are going to have people flipping the hell out. I heard somebody say that gaming is dead. And I'm like, have you seen the games on Toncoin? Have you seen a couple of games on some of these chains that are doing well? Why is Toncoin down? Not because of Toncoin. It's because of Telegram. And what people are saying are, rights violations. Free speech, it's a right. So when I look at everything, I just kind of go, I don't know that everybody's listening to things the way they could be listening to them. And I don't think that everybody's doing the research that they should be doing. Most people don't know how to do research. Truth. That's the truth. Most people do not know how to do research. Most people don't know, foundational information about, crypto to begin with. So I'm kind of like, we could do better, folks. We could probably do better. We probably could. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Let me tell you something. The vote, if I close the poll right now, the poll is 57% bullish, 28% bearish. Others are at 14%. Nobody's queasy. I'm surprised. One person nauseated. My bad. One person nauseated. 7 votes. Hoping for BTC deja vu all over again. To quote the great Yogi. Yeah. I feel you. Anyway, everybody, hit the like button if you like what I'm doing. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, as well as become a member. Membership has its benefits. I have to send out the meeting notices to everybody because, is it this weekend? It's this weekend we're supposed to do the meetup. Who wants to do the meetup? All the big baggers, you're going to get an email. You're going to get an email. Let's do it. Tough road ahead. That energy can go either way. Yep. Not to mention the world might debase the dollar. The world or half the world. Was world currency. Other bearish moves. Yeah. All that is highly possible. Those are real possibilities. Don't disagree. But don't forget to name on the other side that, the flip of each one of those is also a possibility. Everybody, have a great night. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.